New Orleans, 7 a.m. David Beechler, a bounty hunter for the past 10 years, is about to make an arrest with the aid of a police unit. David's partner is watching the back of the house.
He's in this room right here.
This room right here. Can you unlock that door?
Clifford! 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 Put on some clothes.
Just tell him to open the door. Just tell him to open the door. Just tell him. Just tell him.
What? Clifford, you got a warrant for your arrest? Slip your underwear on. Real careful, like. In other words, keep your hands where you can basically be seen.
Would you please cut that camera off?
Accused of having written bad checks, this man, who was released on bail, did not show up for his court hearing. Handed over to police, he is taken to jail.
Could you go put the surrender in? We're going after another one right now.
Since 1873, a United States Supreme Court decision has allowed a private citizen to hunt down and bring in wanted individuals for a reward. This capture will bring David Beechler and his partner, Benny Rippey, a $125 reward. A long day of arrests is just beginning for these bounty hunters.
Bounty hunter is someone that has to not only track down wanted criminals, but also has to be good at making sure that he's safe, his partner's safe, because you don't know what's going to be on the other side of that door. You don't know if you might have to kick the door in. You don't know if they're going to answer the door. In either case, you don't know if they have a gun sitting on the other side of that door.
Got a warrant for Brad's arrest.
My definition of a good bounty hunter is someone that is a good tracker and uses common sense.
You got warrants for jumping bond out of 24th Judicial Court. He knows what it's about.
Come on, B, hurry up and find any fucking... Don't matter what shoes you're on, give me a shirt.
But, nah, that's probably warrant. All right, homie. Stick in his mouth.
Thank you.
Time to go. He tried to run out the back door. He ran into my partner, so he didn't get very far. And Benny handcuffed him before I even got to the back door through the house. He already had him in handcuffs. So we went ahead and let him get dressed, and now he's being transported to Jefferson Parish lockup. We're taking him to the jail.
It often happens that people try to escape?
Oh, yeah. That's why we travel in twos. So somebody can be on the back door just in case somebody like Brad.
This second arrest today lets David and Benny pocket another $80. Several arrested delinquents per day and some modest rewards. The bounty hunter's daily lot.
This particular man is a career criminal. He's been arrested for burglary. He's been arrested for drugs, and the charges on him now are for receiving stolen property. So this isn't his first time going through the court system. That's why he tried to run out the back door. Yeah, I know. Aren't bounty hunters much nicer than our police?
They come 2 times before. And I ran out the back door.
You're talking about the police department? Yeah, not the bounty hunters.
No.
This is the first time we've ever gone after him. It was the police department that went after him 2 times before.
Nobody wants to go to jail.
You can
That's our
run,
motto.
but you can't hide. Sooner or later, we're gonna flip over the rock that you're hiding under. We will find you.
Before making an arrest, the suspect has to be located. His address has to be confirmed. David Beechler uses a very simple investigative method.
The book is much better than a phone book. You know the person's name, then it'll tell you the address and phone number. But with this book, if you have the address, the number, or the name, you can get all the other information, including who owns the home, how long they've lived there, as far as if they're brand new in the neighborhood, or if they've lived there a long time, and what they do for a living.
Another stage in the manhunt, phone confirmation of the fugitive's exact address. So as not to arouse suspicion, David uses an old bounty hunter trick, the telephone scam.
Hi, this is WBRA. We're the new radio station in town, and our computers pick your number at random. Yes, you've won a bicycle for the 4th of July bicycle giveaway contest. All I'm going to need is your name, your address, and your telephone number, because like I said, the computer picks your number at random.
The badge that I carry says Bail Enforcement Agent, Special Agent. This is my bounty hunter ID. This is a license to carry a concealed weapon. This is a .357 Colt. This is my baby. This saves my life, and in turn, I try to take care of it. These are handcuffs that I use on my most important cases, and the reason that I use these particular handcuffs on my most important cases were these belong to my father, who was a lifelong military and police officer here in New Orleans. They have a lot of sentimental value to me, and so on my more important cases, I use them. I keep them with me at all times for luck. It's also my good luck piece.
As with most bounty hunters, David Beechler works for a bail bond company, in this case, Bail Bonds Unlimited.
He's going to need approximately $400 to get out of jail. Can you help him? Okay, I'll see him when he gets to our office. Does he know where we're located at?
Since the 18th century, the United States Constitution has allowed for a defendant's provisional liberty upon a posted bond, whatever the crime or offense. The bail bond is guaranteed by individuals or private firms. This has made delinquency and criminality a lucrative market. The bail bondsman lends the amount at interest rates of 10 to 15%. Set by the judge according to the seriousness of the offense, bail can vary from several hundred to several $100,000 to millions of dollars.
When they don't go to court, it's a bond forfeiture. They have to send us a certified letter to let us know. And from the date that it was mailed, we have 6 months to find them, to either surrender them, get them a new court date, or get them to plead, or whatever. And if we don't find them within the 6 months, we have to pay
right
it.
across the street from the courthouse, okay?
We
All right, I'll see him.
track them down by phone. If we can't get them by phone, then we send them to the bounty hunters, dispatch them to the bounty hunters, and then they go and look for them through other means until they find them. This is the
Bail Bonds Unlimited has an annual turnover of some $36 million, a flourishing business, but a risky one. Every month, several dozen clients jump bail. This is where the bounty hunter comes in. Bringing a fugitive to justice can net them 5 to 10% of the bail money, sometimes more.
Thanks.
Scott Wilkinson, 32 years old, directs another team of bounty hunters employed by Bail Bonds Unlimited. He lives in the suburbs of New Orleans with his partners, his wife Christina, who's 25, and his half-brother Nate, who's 21. Christina is basically in charge of tracing the fugitive's potential addresses by phone. People are usually less suspicious when they hear a woman's voice.
The number I've had come across is collect. All right, just tell him I called back again. I need him to get in touch with me. Okay,
That's why I was wondering if she had said that he was living there or he was just staying there. Okay, so he's definitely living there. Okay. All right, that's what I was trying to find out. All right. Bye. She said he's definitely living there. No, in Mississippi.
What we do is we find the house, we drive around the neighborhood. We look at the house, the exits. How many ways there are in and out of that house. His name's Daniel. He's a drug dealer. He's living in Mississippi. His bond was written in the state of Louisiana. We're gonna go to the state of Mississippi, pick him up and bring him back. We can go anywhere in the United States, anywhere. We can go anywhere in the world, really. A police officer has to go through the court system, get a warrant to search. We can search anyone's house. We don't have to have a search warrant. All we have to do is have reasonable suspicion that that person is at that address. We can search the house. Any address that's listed on the application, we can search. okay? Because these are known residents for this person. Okay. If we raid this house and he's not here, we're gonna go to Mandeville. We're gonna go to his mother's house.
Yeah, but see, if we do that, then they're gonna call over there to his mom's
Doesn't make any
house.
difference. We're gonna hit both houses. His mother said he comes there every day. We sit on the house and wait for him to show up.
Rock and roll.
Does that work?
When I was a kid, I used to be the worst kid in the world. I always caused trouble, always getting arrested for little juvenile things. 21 years old, time to make a change.
I was a police officer in Shreveport, Louisiana for 4.5 years. Over the years, I had 14 shootouts while I was on the police department, and I had 11 kills. Since I've been a bounty hunter, I haven't had a shooting, not one. The occasion has come to draw my gun a couple of times. But as far as shooting and killing, it hasn't happened. I do carry a firearm, but I chose not to use it.
Several hours and 100 miles later, Scott and Nate arrive in the state of Mississippi. Their destination? The Bay, St. Louis area.
Sheriff's office. Hello? Hey, Sheriff's Department. How you doing? Yes.
Local police have been notified. They're there to provide cover. Bounty hunters and police raid the house which they suspect harbors the fugitive. The man has not come home yet, but it won't be long.
Hey, let's do that.
The bounty hunters decide to wait. It means nearly $600 to split.
I'll probably have Nate sit over there in the car.
Put your hands on the truck. Come on, put your hands on the truck. Back away. Come on, back away. Back away.
Give me your right hand.
Wait.
Let him take it.
Put that hand right there.
You have any knives or anything on you?
No, sir.
Huh?
No, sir. What is your first name?
Daniel?
Daniel?
Yes, sir.
You want to stay in Louisiana for possession of...
Yeah, I know.
You know about it?
Well, I missed my court date, and they called my mama. She gave me a message today with numbers to call the people.
Okay.
You know, I
Well,
was
right
in touch
now,
with
they
Miss
do have the
Melina
warrant
over there.
for you.
Right.
Okay.
Good deal. Good deal. Yeah, what? You can't put them.
Good deal, guys. All right, we're gonna follow back.
We do assist them from time to time, only when we're requested to do so. I love them, and I like the way that they've got extra help as far as law goes. There's a lot of times that we know, say, a perpetrator may be at a residence. We, would go up there and we'd have to announce ourselves and everything else, which would give this guy time to arm himself. It would give him time to run out the back. It's like a bounty hunter. What they do, they just run up and run through that door. No announcement at all. It's good. It's good. I like it.
The prisoner is immediately conducted to the Bay St. Louis jail. His extradition from Mississippi to Louisiana has to be done by the book.
I've learned a long time ago dealing with bounty hunters. The uglier, the longer the hair, the longer the beard, the better they are.
Okay, I love you. All right, bye.
Same as usual. Happy to get somebody up.
What I want to say you can't put on that tape.
Yeah, pretty much.
The only expression, well, I can't use that expression, can I?
Just use it, they can edit it.
You can edit it to whatever you want. Okay, like I told him, the feeling when you pick somebody up, your adrenaline is flowing in your body, makes your dick get hard. I don't know how you can word that, but it's like a release. It's better than sex sometimes because, you're there, you got him. So, you know you got him.
But we got him. Get ready to go get another one.
If I had money, I could have went and paid a bunch of stuff and just none of this would have happened. But I didn't have the money, I'm living from week to week, one Friday to the next. I don't look at myself like I'm some big criminal, you know? I mean, all I did was, I'm a man that made some mistakes, and I'm working on trying to get my life back together and get my wife and kids back with me. And, you know, I'm a working man.
Now the fugitive can legally be taken out of the state of Mississippi, direction Louisiana and the New Orleans Correctional Center, where he is kept in preventive detention, pending his next appearance in court.
Hey, Wally.
What's up, Scott?
Much. Came for my paycheck.
All right. You got 2 pickups this week?
Yes.
The one from St. Tammany?
Right.
Okay, that's Daniel Auxilin.
Auxilin and
Okay. And who else?
Bourgeois.
Okay. Bourgeois, we're going to give you $500 because that's 5% of the bond we agreed on. And then $160 in expenses. That's $1,000, $160, $1,160 is your check, and we had to take out some other minor expenses we agreed about. Okay?
I've
And
made as
have
little
sign your check before you
as $600 a week,
Okay, thanks.
but I average out at about $1,000 a week. Last week I made $2,200. It's a well-paid profession. If the truth is, I didn't want to do manual labor. I didn't want to go out there and work and sweat for a living.
I'll pay you.
His name's Donald Barrylou. He's got 1 warrant for not going to court because he didn't go to court. They arrested him. And now he's turned around and done it again. He didn't go to court again. It turns out that he has 3 other warrants out for his arrest right now.
David and Benny conduct one last round in the area of the fugitive's last known address. They return to the scene at nightfall.
I'm definitely not an office type of person. I and my partner spend more time on the streets tracking people down than we do in the office.
Do you know if he's...
David runs one last check on some information before the night's operation. His 28-year-old companion, Andrea Rain, is at his side.
Yes, Raymond. Yeah, look, I left my number on your answering machine. I'm trying to get
There
in
was
touch with
one
Leslie.
particular individual that David had some dealings with that had a grudge out for David, physically attacked him, and threatened my life as well as my family's life and David's life. And for about a year, we had to lay rather low, worrying that this person was going to come after us. And that was probably what frightened me the most. But he's since been arrested for murder.
Midnight, David and Benny are back at the site they had spotted that afternoon.
Donald Barrylou?
No, he's not here.
I got a warrant for his arrest. I got a look. Attachments. Not going to court. He got arrested. That's his bond.
David thinks he's located the fugitive at his sister's home. When he learns he is holding down a night job, the bounty hunters immediately head for his place of employment to make the arrest.
I think David thrives on adrenaline rush. I don't think it's something a normal, laid-back person can do. I think you have to have it in your blood. I don't think I would like to see him stay with that forever, for the rest of his life. I think eventually he'll move on as he gets a little older and settle down a little bit. I think that's probably what will end up happening.
So according to you, what could be his future job?
His future job? What I would like it to be? I'd like him to be an FBI agent.
Come out with your hands up!
But the man has
Open the
obviously
door.
been tipped off and has left work. The bounty hunters return to the sister's house.
Where is he? I heard him in there.
I swear to God, you can search
I
the
heard
house.
somebody talking in there.
I have kids. I have kids in here.
You called him?
I swear to God, I didn't call.
They said a female called him at the plant and told him.
That's bullshit. I have kids in here.
Don't
That's
you yell.
bullshit. That is bullshit. You want to search? Come
I
on.
want to get a
search.
unit out here right now. If he's here, you can go to jail too.
A manhunt is often restricted to the immediate circle of the fugitive's family and friends, those who put up the bail. So, as a last resort, David decides to go directly to the fugitive's father.
Mr. Barreau, right, your son has warrants out for his arrest, and we need to pick him up tonight. Okay, so you have talked to him. All right, well, I need you to either tell us where he is.
Fearing that things could go badly for his son, the fugitive's father persuades him to come and give himself up to the bounty hunters in front of the Jefferson Parish Jail near New Orleans. The father tries to plead his son's case, but to no avail. He's immediately put in prison.
Then he gets a letter. That's why I'm asking him.
More lawyers have screwed people up than anything else.
Honestly, I wouldn't be up in the morning at 3 o'clock in the morning doing all this. You know all that, but you do it anyway.
First you have the hunt, then you've located the person. When you finally get that person that you've been looking for however long you've been looking for them, there's a feeling of relief that everything went well, that you've got your man, that the person, the subject is going to go back to jail where they belong. I do it so often that 10 minutes after I put them in jail, I forget who, their names. Yeah, I have a hard time remembering the names of the people I've arrested. I've arrested so many thousands of people.
Several hundred bounty hunters, both professional and amateur, are active in the United States. Usually they're in competition. Sometimes they work together. Scott and Nate are on a stakeout not far from the home of a fugitive wanted in the state of California. A third bounty hunter is in on this case.
Agent Martinez, California Fugitive Investigations. How you doing? Who's this? Oh, have you heard anything about him? All right, cool. All right, let him know I called. I myself don't know nothing about Louisiana, so I have to rely on the local talent. So I contacted one of our insurance carriers to put me in touch with somebody out here in Louisiana, and they gave me Scott.
When you help them, then when you get there, they can help you. It's a trade-off. So, and it works out good. It cuts down on expenses. It also saves you a lot of trouble because you can use their connections when you get there, just like they use yours here. And that works out for the best. That's why I said one of the Rolodex has got his home number.
Always wanted to see about bounty hunting because my dad used to bounty hunt. I used to go with my dad as a kid. Stayed in the car, but I watched how he worked. Thought it was cool.
What's up?
We got us a good surveillance point where we talked to one of the neighbors. He isn't there. We gave him a line of bullshit, in other words. What we told him was we were after him.
There's one more solution for tracking the fugitive. Drive around and locate his vehicle, which carries California license plates. Sensing that their bird has flown, the trio decide to go for broke and pay one last call on the fugitive's mother.
Fugitive Investigations Unit. Jane Allen? Jane Allen?
Jane Allen?
Jane Allen?
What do you want?
Terrence. Got a warrant for his arrest.
Live here.
Your neighbors have told us that he was here at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's aiding and abetting. That's a felony.
You neighbors told you a lie. I suggest you go find him.
Where is he at?
Go find him. Don't ask me.
You know where he's at, man. You do. We can sit out here.
You can sit out here to doomsday.
We
You can sit here as long as you want. But when I get up to start my business,
We're going to ask every customer that comes
I
in here
don't
if
give
they've
a
seen him.
doggone who you asked.
We're
But
going
if
to
you
ask
harass
everybody.
me in my business, I will call to authorities.
We're going to find him and put a bullet in his head if you don't fucking let us know where he's at. My mama's a bitch.
The Californian bounty hunter went home the next day, empty-handed.
Wild Island Way. Memorial Day weekend. With KLAQ.
My name is Sergio Ramirez. I'm a bounty hunter in El Paso, Texas. Right now, we're going to go to a place called Rio Grande Dairy to look for a fugitive by the name of Jaime Orozco. Not considered dangerous. He might be a little bit scared. That's the reason that they don't show to court. Es una PCWI, ¿cómo se llama?
Sergio Ramirez is 32 years old. This former policeman works for Apodaca Bail Bonds, the largest bail bond guarantee company in El Paso.
How many skips do you arrest generally during a day or a week?
In a week, I'm averaging in a good week, maybe perhaps three good ones. In a month, probably, I would say about 8 or 9 in a month. Roughly comes out possibly up to about maybe $3,000. That's a good month. You know, a bad month could be maybe 900, 1,000.
A divorced man and father of 3 children, Sergio lives at his mother's place for the time being.
You prefer when he was in the police or now he's a bounty hunter?
Es el mismo riesgo, nomás que en la police trae más protección porque trae su placa y trae su pistola y cuando está apurado, que va a agarrar a una persona peligrosa, pide ayuda y van otros policías a ayudarlo. Y en este trabajo él lo hace solo. Es más riesgoso porque lo hace solo. Pues él tiene experiencia y él hasta ahorita, gracias a Dios, ha salido bien de todas las situaciones en que ha estado.
This one's a possession of cocaine, drugs. Let me see. This one, he's very violent. This one, more likely, should be armed. He's a gang member. As you can see, he's got the classical white, the gang member's T-shirt and the crosses. Okay. This guy was already caught. He's already in jail.
this guy. I just need to turn the cage back into the office.
And you are supposed to catch dangerous people without a weapon.
I'm supposed to catch them without a weapon. Exactly. That's exactly right. Like I said, here in Texas, only police officers can carry weapons. They're trying to pass a law, possibly at the end of the year, where they have a concealed weapon permit. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my license for it so I can carry a weapon on. I can't carry a shotgun though in the back of the truck. But I don't recommend it because if you use it, you hurt somebody, you're gonna be a criminal if you hurt somebody. My brother, in a sense, he understands me because he's a police officer. He's a sergeant, El Paso Police Department. My mother might have a little bit of apprehension because he's saying that I'm gonna get hurt, and that sometimes the money that I make is not enough. What's gonna happen to me if I should go out and get hurt or killed? Okay. But the risk is always gonna be there. I mean, you could get hurt crossing the street. Plus, this is what I like to do. I got skilled at doing it, and I enjoy it.
Yo creo mucho en Dios, creo mucho, tengo mucha fe y siempre rezo, todas las noches rezo por los dos, porque los dos tienen peligro en su trabajo y rezo para que Dios los cuide y los proteja y que no les pase nada malo.
Oh, my kids think it's great. My kids, you know, they tell all their friends about it. I'm some sort of a hero to my son. He brags to his little friends that daddy's a bounty hunter. Like I said, I've only been in it for 2 years, so I know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get as much experience as I can, so that when the chance presents itself, I could go out and catch the really big bounties.
El Paso is a border town. On the opposite banks of the Rio Grande is Mexico. Dozens of criminals who've had a price put on their head by police, federal authorities, or the FBI have taken refuge in spite of a possible extradition order. Sergio has come to Mexico in the hope of making the big catch that will make him thousands of dollars. The necessary precautions have been taken. He's changed cars, and he's spent a long time investigating and reconnoitering.
Once the people are bonded in El Paso or anywhere in the country, in the United States, if they don't want to go to jail, all they have to do is come into Mexico. They're Mexican citizens. And it's very, very hard to take them back over there. There's two legal ways. One's a legal extradition through the United States government and the court system, but it's very lengthy. It takes a lot of time. And the other one is to hire a bounty hunter like yourself, pay him a certain fee, say a 10 or 20% of the bond, and have them come over here to Mexico and look for these people and literally take them back by force. We have to. The only problem is that here we don't have no legal authority to do so. And if you're caught, you're gonna have to deal with the Mexican authorities, and they're pretty harsh about people taking their citizens back into the U.S.
Me as a bounty hunter cannot come down into Mexico and look through records. Okay? The easiest way you could do it is street level. Okay? What you have to do is talk to, for example, the taxi drivers, street vendors, people that work here in the city, and just basically have a knowledge of the city, how it works. I got here 2 brothers that were involved in a fire in El Paso that killed approximately 9 people. Okay, you can see here I got the wanted poster. Just by talking to several of the people around the street level, I was told that they have been spotted, in and out of Juarez. Okay, there's no precise time for these people, but the chances are that they will be apprehended either by myself or another bounty hunter. The case that I'm particularly here for is for a gentleman by the name of Fernando Ruiz. Mr. Ruiz posted a bond of $50,000 in the state of Missouri. He failed to appear to several courts. He jumped bond and he fled into Mexico.
If we do catch him, he will be brought back into the United States. At that time, I'm going to receive the bounty. It would be $5,000. Principally, I do it for two things. Number one, obviously the money. That's my job to be a bounty hunter. It's good money. It's $5,000 if I should catch him. Number two, I think I got a responsibility to the system, the American law system, to bring this fugitive back into the country and be responsible to the citizens of El Paso, because he is a criminal. He's a criminal. He's a poisoner, if you ask me, in my personal opinion. He's a poisoner. He's cocaine, destroys families, destroys the individual, destroys society as a whole. So that's my personal vendetta against this individual. I think that I will be successful, better than what I'm doing now. I'm getting good. I'm getting a good reputation. I have built up a lot of sources, protect my sources, where I get my information. I think I got a shot at being a good one. Maybe a famous one, perhaps, or international one of these days.
In my last round, I will say for those 5 approaching communists, took them out. Peace and democracy shall prevail.
At 56, Bob Burton is one of the best-known bounty hunters in the United States. Semi-retired, Bob Burton has chosen to settle in Tombstone. On October 26, 1881, 31 seconds and 32 gunshots put this small Arizona town on the map of Western legends. This was the site of the mythic gunfight at OK Corral. This reconstruction is one of the local tourist attractions, a gold mine for Tombstone. At Tombstone, Bob Burton works another load, training seminars in a profession that still is the object of dreams and fantasies, bounty hunting. Seminar registration fee, $400 per person. On the curriculum, laws and regulations, videos, investigative techniques, tales, and tips.
Bail bond agents.
The apprentice bounty hunters? David Leach, 26, a mail truck security guard in New York. Gary Kenyon, 40, married, 7 children, a businessman from Phoenix, Arizona. Chris Harris, 28, unemployed, from New Hampshire.
They pass the state requirements for financial stability.
Walter Sisney, 66, widower, retired engineer from Cleveland, Ohio.
Farmers coming in. We have been doing these seminars for 5 years. We have trained over 500 people, which now compose the vast bulk of the professional bounty hunters in this country.
And these weapons, taken from a search of students in a public school. Of course you're aware of the balance.
We will be teaching things that will enable these people to make a living, to keep them out of trouble. Experience in the street is the only thing that will really teach. Lee will be teaching some rather streetwise methods of handcuffing folks. Lee is also a reverend, and he just came from a wedding where he married a couple of people today. If you will, he put handcuffs on them for life. And now we're going to do some handcuffing techniques here.
You are the bail enforcement officer, and you're going to take this dirt bag into custody. Now, he outweighs you by about 70 pounds. So you might want to, that's one of the things that's in your mind. Hey, this guy's bigger than I am. What do I do? Okay. Oops. Yeah, nice and quiet, good, good. Okay. Well, for the most part, it went pretty well. Technique was great.
I believe so. From what I've heard and what I've read, the money is pretty good. I have 2 daughters and 1 on the way. The money will be right in the field, so I can get them ready for their education and everything, have the money for them to go to school and everything. And I protect them as well as I have to protect myself.
Now, you get that foot on there, put it there. Let him know I mean business. He decides to fight, push him forward. Where's he gonna go?
It gives you access to a computer network of information. I won't use violence. In what I'm intend to use information for, there will be no violence.
These informations for what?
For locating missing people, locating missing brothers or sisters, wives, husbands, aunts, uncles, things of this nature.
You think he's gonna go anywhere? Do you really think he's gonna? I got all day to handcuff him now. Where'd my handcuffs? Oh, there they are. I've got all day to handcuff him. And we're going to, very nicely, bring your pants together, please. Thank you. It's more advantageous to me to go to a person dressed as a minister, because they would never suspect me to be a bounty hunter. If I was going up to you as a minister, oh, hello, are you Fred Smith? Thank you, you're under arrest for bounty hunting. The 10 Commandments of the Lord said you can't commit murder, you can't steal. When you're jumping bail, what are you doing? Stealing. You're stealing from someone. I'm not executing you, I'm taking you to be tried by your peers. You jumped bail, you stole. If I had to shoot someone, I'd never shoot to kill. You shoot to stop, and there's a difference.
David, welcome aboard. That's from the National Association of Bail Enforcement Agents.
We're, as a family, very active in anything we can do to support the reduction of crime in our areas. They're very excited about getting into it. They're very aggressive on it as far as the nature of the work and helping out in the criminal justice system and helping to reduce crime and keeping criminals off the streets.
To be a bounty hunter, it's no dream?
Yeah. It is. Way back to childhood.
It's a dangerous game for children.
No, we're not children.
Okay, I'm happy to meet you, sir. This is a damn good time. I am their mentor. They write to me. I'm their padre. Le père. They always, Bob, I did this. Bob, I did that. I'm so happy. Thank you. I have letters of people that write to me and tell me how good they did.
And the people that you trained, you say that you're a mentor. Do you see someone that can be your successor?
Many. But I'm still king. I'm not going to give up the throne without a fight.
Los Angeles, California, Mackenzie Hadley, 20, a basketball coach.
Okay, ball up.
No comment.
Hey, you got a man in the post. There again. You didn't rub me off. You ain't hurt.
Hadley's cousin, Terrell Johnson, 21 years old.
You there? You there?
Mackenzie and Terrell practice another sport, bounty hunting. Their territory are Watts and Compton, the black ghettos of Los Angeles.
Sit right there. Anything in your pockets? Anything in your pockets? No.
A vacant apartment, the ideal location for drug dealing and use in Los Angeles. No one is the wiser, except bounty hunters who have been on this dealer's trail for the past few days.
Hey, there you go.
Check his pockets anyway.
Yeah, I got you.
Check the inside of his pockets.
I got it. I got it. Some of the drugs for little kids, huh? Some of them drugs for little kids. Yeah, this is lunch money, man. This is lunch money, man.
Fuck it, he gets to keep all this shit, too.
Great, man. Let's go.
My job is to locate and apprehend one of the known fugitives. There's probably drugs in there, some joints, some weed fell out of his pocket. I just took it and threw it away. My job isn't to search and find more drugs. My job is to take the person to jail, and that's it. Because I'm not the police, I'm a bounty hunter.
What's up, Jake?
What's up, man?
What you looking at?
Just chilling.
That a case?
Yeah, it's a credit file on one of the cases.
Is that her address right there?
Yeah. Certain I can pull credit reports. I can have credit reports sent to me from here. I can access the internet and the superhighway, and that gives me information, different kinds of information that I can use. But the main thing is that I'm able to receive faxes and receive the confidential information. I can dial out on it by using the modem. I can connect to other terminals, to other computers, and use my computer as a terminal. So there's a lot of different things I can do on it. This performs a number of functions for me. That's recent. I didn't notice that before. I'm gonna print this one. I'm gonna print this page up. You can't come down here and be white and do anything. I mean, how many white faces have you seen down here? In all honesty, you're not gonna see anybody white down here. What they tell you guys, get the fuck out of here. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. That's how they feel about white people down here. You know, so it's like you can't come down here and do this kind of job down here because it's just not happening. I can't even say not white bounty hunters. I'm saying bounty hunters that don't know the neighborhoods, don't know the areas, don't know the people, can't come down here and do this. They can't do it. In my lifetime, the people that I've seen killed in my face, I've had people shot down right next to me, and I was just lucky that I didn't get hit. So, I mean, it's hard to even give a number. I mean, it's up there. I've seen a lot of people get killed. I've seen a lot of dead bodies, you know.
Well, my son's been my running buddy from the time he was able to walk. And he's been my buddy and my friend for his whole life, ever since he was born. It's been him and I against the world for most of that time. I joined the Marine Corps when I was 19 and went to Vietnam. So when T was born, I wanted him to be able to take care of himself, no matter who was around. I started him in martial arts when he was about 5 years old. Well, one of the things I like to think that I taught him is how to survive. If T's in a group of 4 or 5, and it's 4 or 5 against T, then I would put my money on T against the 4 or 5. So I'm not so apprehensive about him. I'm more apprehensive if what he has to do sometimes might wear and tear on him mentally rather than him being in some physical sort of danger.
When I arrest somebody, they usually have a pretty clear understanding of what I do. If I found them once, I can find them again. You know, so it's like I found you once, I can find you twice. I can find you 3, 4, 5 times if need be. And if I have to find you because something happened to my family, you don't want me to find you. You might as well kill yourself, let alone than have me find you. That's your best bet, because it's gonna be much more painless than if I do it. And that's just the real to anybody. My family or my close friends.
Well, we have a pact. And the pact is well known, particularly in the group in LA. You attack one of us and it's blood. It's a family thing. If something happens to me, he's going after them and their family. If something happens to him, I'm going after them and their family. Their whole family. Big, small, little, whoever, their whole family. I don't start anything, but I will finish it.
She's moved from over on 20, I think it was 24th Street. So you don't have any...
I go to school. I'm a biomedical engineering student right now. So I'm hopefully going to finish up my degree in the next 2 years or so and go into medicine. I want to be a doctor. I want to help people. I want to be able to save people. And by being a bounty hunter, I have a chance to kind of do that also in a different light. You never know. Sometimes, for example, the baby killing case that we're on now, that person might go out and kill another baby. It might be my child, or it might be Terry's child, it might be anyone's child, you know? So knowing that you made a difference, you've saved a life, that's really my incentive in doing this.
I'll be going to law school next year. So I'll probably bounty hunt all the way through law school, but once I graduate, I'll probably have to give it up and just practice law.
Terrell and Mackenzie share the same apartment and the same good times with the neighbors, like the traditional barbecue. They also share the same secret.
No one but a select few know that we do what we do, you know, because you don't want people in your business. There's a lot of times you go out in the street and you might see somebody you know and you don't want the word to get back to the neighborhood what you do. So you try to keep what you do, you know, real low down. Don't want anybody to know. Real secretive.
Why? Because you are ashamed?
Not because you're ashamed, but it's because it can be dangerous. Father, we pray that you please guide over us and watch over us as we go out tonight. Father, please bless us that we go out in safety, that we go out and apprehend this person, Father, that we go out in your will, Father, that we be as we should be as we go out tonight, Father. Father, please be with us in the precious Lord, the name of your Son. Amen. Where we work at is very dangerous, and any point in time you can lose your life. So give it to God. Have faith that he'll take care of you. Because if he wants something bad to happen, it will happen. And if he wants us to be safe, we'll be safe.
About to serve on the female.
Terrell and Mackenzie go to the purported address of a fugitive accused of drug possession. His arrest is worth $2,500. A vital element. The two partners have a file on this woman, but no photo.
We're here to serve a warrant for Tina Johnson.
That's my address.
Is your address? Is she your daughter?
No.
The young woman next to this man is the wanted delinquent, but the bounty hunters don't know that, since they have no way of identifying her.
She's a fugitive, man. So thank you very much.
Okay.
Terrell and Mackenzie decide to get a photo from the fugitive's parents.
Is that your wife in the middle room?
That's my wife. Tina does not live here. That's in English.
Your daughter gave this address.
I'm just telling you the truth. That's all I can do.
I'm sorry to disturb you.
When they finally get the photo, Terrell realizes their mistake. They had the fugitive within handcuff length. The bounty hunters angrily return to the scene. They've called on one of their friends for backup. The apartment seems empty. The third man climbs in through the window.
Open that door. Go to the door.
The two bounty hunters enter the apartment in search of clues.
Shit.
I just found the girl's ID who we're looking for, although she's not here. Okay, we're out of here. Let's go.
Confirmation. The fugitive has indeed been here. The three men decide to wait outside for the owner to come back.
Oh, no, you guys back already?
Yeah, where's that girl that was here earlier?
She's gone. She left.
What's her name?
The one that left here?
Yeah.
Johnson, I think.
What's her name?
Tina Johnson.
Turn around. Turn around. Put your hands behind your back. Where'd you take her to?
I didn't take her nowhere.
You told me that wasn't her earlier.
I didn't take her anywhere.
You're under arrest for aiding and abetting a fugitive.
For what?
Aiding and abetting a fugitive. That's 10 years in jail. Why did you tell me that was not her earlier?
I didn't know her name was Johnson until she...
You're a lying son of a bitch.
No, really.
You're lying. Okay, it pisses me off people lie to me. That's why I'm taking you to jail. And that's why you're about to do some nice little time. There's no way out of this one. And you lied to me. Am I right or am I wrong? Was her name Tina? Yes or no? I found her ID in... Sit down. I found her ID in there. That's how I know you're lying. Okay? That's how I know you're lying. You knew who the hell she was. I have her ID. I took it out of here. That's evidence. That's 10 years for you.
But I hope she in there.
Stand up. Stand up.
You said one of the hotels down the street?
Where did you... Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Before we call Tedder off, sit back now. I got to ask you something else. You can stand right here. Look, where did you go when we left here?
When I left, I went to the donut shop.
One more question. You said that Tina stayed here sometimes. And you sat there and stood there and let her go right out the door.
That's true.
You want to take him anyway?
Look at me, man. Why did you tell me that she wasn't here? Why did you tell me that you hadn't seen her in 2 days and she was right here, in here? You know why you said that, and I want you to tell me why you said it.
I don't know why I said it. I really don't.
You don't understand. I'm ready to take you right now.
The man panics and agrees to drive the bounty hunters to the motel where he has dropped off the fugitive.
Go in here. I don't know where she went in. Does she have a room here?
Not that I know of. I didn't go in with her.
Don't go in it. Don't go in it.
Dropped her off right.
Let me ask you something, man. No,
Mackenzie checks to make sure that she's there.
If you're harboring a fugitive in there, if you're harboring a fugitive and I go in any one of these rooms, it's your job on the line. You have not seen her tonight. No woman came in here about 40 minutes ago, huh? No? Okay, we'll be back.
All right.
Too late, the young woman got away again. Terrell and Mackenzie decide to let the man go on one condition, that he called them as soon as he hears from the fugitive. The bounty hunter's night is over.
How do you feel now?
How do I feel now? Oh, I'm pissed. Right now, I'm pissed. Oh yeah. I don't like being deceived like that. It's just a big game. It's cops and robbers. It's just a big game. It's just a big giant game, and the best player wins. So yeah, right now I'm pissed off.
She won't evade us for long. We'll probably get her later on the night. So I'm a little pissed off, but I know we're gonna get her in a little while. Dear Heavenly Father, we want to thank you so very much for blessing us as we went out tonight, Father. You kept us safe, away from hurt and harm, Father. Father, you brought us closer to finding this particular person, Father, although we did not. Father, also, please bless us that, Father, we get that phone call tonight, and we're able to go pick up this person to complete our mission, Father. Father, we so humbly pray in the precious name of the Lord. Amen.
Amen.